get some kind of video where you see them, no matter how you try to form a giddy or try to form hard on the outside, you get emotional, especially if you be women. Now, we're still there in the mood of, we're not just in the mood, I think we're in the atmosphere of celebrating women every day of our lives, especially our mothers, because without mama them, we're not even there on top of this card, you follow the yarn, waiting with the yarn. So based on that one, we get some guests, a very casual guest. One of them, she, na mayor. When they talk mayor, now we're not just talking about mayor on a political level. Now I mean say na she be the goons and the gordons on top one particular project which they call Dustbin Estate. Now she don't get over 10 years experience in caring for street children. She na person will get passion for where Pekin dey. Now, if you come to Pekin, especially people where they on top street, you go see some people where they beg, some children where they sell things for road, or where they not supposed they for there, they supposed they for school. She done the cater for this kind of people for a long time coming. Now, I'm not going to call her name. I'll also give you a small, big profile of the second guest, when also woman, where also they on top of our couch this morning. She na the goons or the MD and even the mayor of L'Exquisite Planners Limited. And she said, now also graduate of University of Lagos, executive MBA. Now she said, don't be on top of her title. Now, the first person where I talk to be mayor herself of Dustbin Estates. Now, Mrs. Tolulokpe Shongosonya. Now, be her name. You're welcome, Mrs. Tolulokpe, to the show. And also, the other person will be the MD and also the mayor of L'Exquisite Planners. Now, Mrs. Nene Rashid Olaoluwa. Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good to have powerful women on our couch this morning. Now, first of all, like Luchi talked, we're still in the atmosphere of celebrating women. Why we need to celebrate women more than the fathers? Let me ask you, since that's not a hard question. Maybe Mrs. Nene go start. Why we need to celebrate women more than men?
Okay, reason why we should celebrate, not necessarily celebrating the women more than the men, but, you know, the mother figure is always there. When the man is out of the house, it's the woman that is with the children. When your child has an issue, the first contact is the mother. So she's always there. The women are like, you know, the home keepers. Even the men, they are our first babies, no matter how they look at it. But when you ask me how many children do you have, I tell you 5.
Are you serious?
Yes, because my husband is my first baby. So they are all, you know, there's a way you take care of the whole family. So that when you say a home where a mother figure is missing, you will know. Because you see some things that are not, you know, in place. And by the time you start asking questions, you find out that, oh, either the mother is gone or maybe they are separated and the children are living with the dad. Oh, let me ask you this question. Okay. If a man loses his wife, he gets married
immediately.
Almost immediately. But how many widows have you seen rushing into marriage?
It takes a while.
Why do they do that? Because they want to stay with their children. They don't want distraction. But the man's excuse is, they need a mother figure in the home. They want the mother, they want somebody that will, you know, act as a mother figure to take care of the children. No matter how grown up the children are, the men still look for a mother figure. But women will like, oh, no, I'm married to my children. I want my children to grow up where I don't want anybody that will now come and confuse them, you know. Because you see, some women will get married and stepfathers start abusing their children. It happens.
Are we not taming our happiness by doing that?
Well,
because
I don't
at the
think
long run, now that you go their house, while the children will move on.
They will, you know, they are fulfilled because at the end of the day, you always see the children say, no, my mother comes first. Anything, I must take care of my mom. The children always remember the sacrifices of the mom.
All right, now I would like to ask Mrs. Tolulokpe, because now it can't be like say
that said the reason why women are more complete is because God took its time in creating the woman. So he first created Adam, and then Adam was not good enough by himself. Then he created women. Now, he took Eve from Adam, which meant he worked extra special to create a woman.
But I wouldn't say Adam wasn't good enough, but Adam needed a companion.
He said he was not by himself enough, good enough, created somebody else to complement. If you find the average woman, an average woman can actually succeed by herself. Before a man is complete, he needs a woman. If you look, go and check it out. The average woman can stand as an individual, not get married, not have kids, would live a successful life.
Can't a man do that too?
Hardly.
Okay, now this one even
If you
brings
go
me to
and
the
check
question.
from their own front, even entering the house, you will know.
Now this brings me to the question, because
You
I've been
will know.
listening to one audio preaching, and the man was talking about the way lives or the way our generation has changed so much. In
Yes.
those days, in the days of our great-grandfathers and our great-grandmothers, the role of the mother was simple. Sit down for house, make the husband go outside, walk the walk, come back house, give you the mama or the wife. Then you, the wife, you go sit down, they take care of the children. But look at it nowadays. That role has been reversed. You have a lot of women that are breadwinners.
It's
You
almost
have
as
a
if
lot
there-
of
there are no
women.
roles right
Exactly,
now.
exactly. Because in fact, the man even come outside talk say if you even look and say you see a lot of men that are more confused in terms of what to do. That's now why you see a lot of men that want to be women. Because it be like say they don't even understand their role anymore. It looks like a lot of things are changing.
Defined role.
Not defined role, exactly. Now you feel say the environment has a lot, or the community has a role to play in this switch in the
Economics.
role of men and women compared to those days.
they-
Do we have
they don't
roles
lie.
in the first place?
Yes, women have roles, you know. In the Bible, God specified those roles. But they don't too lie to us. In the past, our mothers were lied to. They made them believe that they were inferior, that the only good place for them is to be in the house, to be at home. Even at that, those times that the women were at home, the man would marry how many wives?
More than one.
Because he needed somebody that will help. They go to farm, but who does the work? It's woman. The woman will go farm. Now she go, when they farm, do everything finish. You go see woman carry load for head, carry picking for back. The man go hold cutlass, they follow him for back. After the woman don't weed, don't harvest.
Sure.
Now she go still carry all that load. The man, they waka follow her for back because say he be man. All those ones that are lie where they don't tell women for a long time. You know, what is stop the man from saying, okay, as my wife don't work like this, so make I hold pikin. Even if you don't want carry load, say you be man. At least you go still hold your pikin, not be you born her. You go assist the woman carry pikin. The woman go carry pikin for back, carry load for head, carry the water, food, everything they chop for farm. Now she go hold everything, no. Only one thing the man hold for hand. So all these things that lie where they don't lie for us for a long time. Now women are becoming more enlightened. How can a woman go to school and then you now tell her to be a sit-at-home wife? It can't work like that.
All right, so let's talk about. Look, let me just hold you on that. Let's talk about drawing a balance, because that's not the reason why we actually bring you distinguished women to this couch. Now, I don't discover say una get in our own business what they do. So can a woman working 9 to 5 strike a balance between her work and the family, and how una don't strike that balance?
It's going to be tough. I would explain why. So I started while I was an undergrad, Lot's Charity Foundation. I did 10 years, 5 years without dating, focused. I realized that there is no such thing as a work-life balance. One thing would take step over the other. Something would have to give for one thing to scale of preference and priority list. You have to shuffle. So 5 years first, no dating. When I started dating, now I have a child. I took a back step in my office. I don't go to the office every day right now. As I'm here, my child is in the studio waiting room. Or else, you will just realize that you are economically balanced, financially buoyant, emotionally down, and then you now find out that your home front is dead. I don't want that. So if I've done 10 years straight of working back to back, now I have time for my office and my child. When I go to the office, I will tell the kids, I take care of 163 kids on a daily basis. So if I've taken care of these kids for 10 years, you think I will not take time out for my child? I'm going to. So people running after one area and not focusing on the other, it still comes to your choice. Some people are career women. Those people have no business giving birth. If you do not have time for your child, do not give birth, because you'll be doing a disservice to that child.
Let me hold you on that. Do you agree with that? Career women, if they not get time for their family, may they not give birth?
Not necessarily.
Do not delegate the responsibility to a nanny. I do not agree to that. Yeah. Don't delegate to driver and nanny.
You're correct. She's correct there. I worked for 27 years with a multinational. And I was working, I got married. And then when I got married, my husband told me, I do not need a professional wife. And I said, fine, I'm not going to go after profession, but I want to work. So I was able to like juggle it. In the morning, I leave home with my children. I drop them off in school. I go to work. I had that time because where my office, I was lucky enough to have a space to myself. So I drop my children off in school, pick them up when they close, bring them to the office, and attend to all their needs. We do homework and all, and put them. I just lay a bed under my table so they can have siesta, rest there. And when I close, we all go together. I never for one day allowed my children and driver to drive alone.
But that's
Yes.
it. But now, if you look at it now, a lot of women, if you check them out, a lot of women will get scenarios like that. Some of them, maybe they start about, maybe they got it right at the beginning. Because now, if you look at divorce rates where they happen all over the world, there's so much happening. Now, along the line, they might be single, not by choice, but by circumstance around there. Probably they were abused, and they find themselves in this kind of situation where they talk about. What do you feel to tell women? We get work, we get jobs, where their jobs feel be saying don't even allow them the time to go and drop their children by themselves in school.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not right.
It's not going to be easy. There's nothing right or wrong about it. It's not going to be easy. I can't even say I'm not actually married now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have my child. I have office. I have a partner. Has it changed diaper once? No. But do I have to sacrifice my time to be able to take care of my child? Yes. You have to be able to choose what is important to you. If it's money, if you can put a limit. I started knowing how much I need to survive, do budget, do all of that so that you can make rooms. You can negotiate your time with your bosses. You can negotiate your time with things. Starting early is quite good because I feel that when you start early, you get your level ground on time. Yes, people are divorced. My stepmom jumped the fence when my father tried to stop her from seeing her kids. There are some people who are diehard parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are some people who the instinct to be able to parent a child is not there.
So let's talk about the trend of feminism. Let's just hold you on that because we have a lot of things to actually cover today. We'll talk about women in leadership and in government. But now let's just talk about women supporting women. Now we see the new talk of feminism. Do you think women really support each other?
Yes.
Well, in the past, no. But in recent times, yes. You know, because we see a trend where women are now coming out to be more supportive with themselves. Unlike before, I come in, I look at you, I size you up. And I'm like, oh, is this somebody I want to identify with? If you're not, I put you in the corner. But currently, you see women have empathy for each other. You see another woman going through something, the first thing that comes to your mind is, how do I assist this woman to move, you know, to get off her situation? You see women holding each other now, supporting each other. And now, okay, a few years ago, I got in contact with some women, you know, I went, because normally before, when you go to women's group, it's always gossip. They're not really talking anything productive. I went for this particular, they invited me for this program, and I went for it, and by the time I finished, I said, wow, women are really changing. Because people were sharing their experiences, how they became successful, how they got there. And I was like, oh, wow, this is good. And I started going for such seminars. And that was what brought about Hepzibah Foundation. Because you didn't mention my Hepzibah. I have a foundation for women empowerment, you know. And I have this passion to support women. You know, I can't see a fellow woman going through issues. I just need to share how I made it. I don't care. You have to make it somehow. You know, they have to pull each other. So women really nowadays, they are supporting themselves. Yes. It's not like before. We have a lot of groups now, the WIMBs, the IWOW, and all that stuff. They are really, really doing wonderful things for women.
Yeah, there are two groups of women that I know. Number one are the supportive one. The second group is the slay queen. I can't stand that term. Those ones who are out to just destroy you. There are some group of women who, once they see that things are working, their own mission in life is to plot. Check your Instagram page, Facebook, all your social media. So once they see that something is working well for you, they are there just to attack. I have a group of friends who are doing fantastically well, and they note certain girls who come on their pages just to tear them down. It's amazing how We have good women pulling people up. Then we have the younger ones, which is where my fear is. The 20-something, 17-year-olds that they feel that they've seen everything because they know how to do Snapchat. They will now come and start saying, writing a whole lot of epistle on you and trying to break the things that you have built up. So how do we balance the two? The older generations trying to pull people up and the younger generations trying to tear them down.
Exactly. Now, you know what, I have a lot of questions because they talk, say, women, we sometimes are our own very worst enemies. Yeah. But we're going to need to bask more because when we come back, we're going to still ask you more questions on top women because we are still in the era of celebrating women and even mothers and the girl child. But for now, we'll go back more break. We get news top of the hour and we will come back. Our guest still there in the studio with us. Stay with us, please. Good morning,
respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Mohammed Budaji Kazauri, member representing Kazauri, Roni, Kwiwa, Enkwashi, Mr. Speaker, I'm from the Gas State. Mr. Speaker, I just came in, I find that they are debating about women. So that is why I say I have to contribute because in my whole life I love women. Because, Mr. Speaker, if I go back to my home, right now, I'm in here in the chamber. I left my home and he's taking care of all my activities, my children, my everything at home by my wife. But what I observe is women, they need us or they need the government or the people to give them opportunities. It's good to give a woman opportunity, but not too much. Because, Mr. Speaker, right now we give them some opportunities which is almost captured 70% of our opportunities. Now I spoke about my wife. Maybe you can call me now when I close, say, you have to come back, or I will go to Kano this evening. So continuously, Mr. Speaker, it's good for us to give the woman chance in terms of politics, in terms of opportunities, entrepreneurs and others, because they play a good role in our life. They take care of our life, they take care of our children, they take care of everything. They cook for us, they did everything for us. But what I fear, Mr. Speaker, they control us at home. When we give them opportunity, with the Speaker outside, though, so when they control us outside and home, they will capture everything with the Speaker. That is what I fear, because most of the women, they are very intelligent. Very, very intelligent, because you can see a chief, a big man, controlled by his wife. That is what I observe and I experience in this life. Because majority of the big people, if you need something, don't go direct to them. Go to the...
All right, welcome back. We today talk about women and also women in leadership. Now, that video where you watch now, the video of a senator for inside the House, Senator Muhammad Kazwari, where he come outside to say, give women opportunity and they will take them too far. Now, we still get another Kajat woman who don't join us in the house, talk about women and leadership. Join me, welcome Fumi Lori. She's now the founder of iRead Network. Good to have you, Fumi.
Thank you. Good morning.
Watching this video, waiting you observe of the video?
This video, it did somehow. As then tell us, say, if they give us opportunity, we go take them too far. We say our head correct. Because when we seize opportunity, we need to use it well. There is hardly anything that women will put their hands into that they will not succeed at doing. So there is no need to be afraid, though. Afraid for waiting now. Say we do waiting, you give us hand to do. You say, make we do and we go do them well. If it is to lead, we will lead well. There is nothing to be afraid of.
All right, Mr. Lokpa, what you observe from that video we watch?
I think the first time I saw it yesterday, I commented in the group and said, this is ignorance at its peak. Because initially what I used to think was all human beings are human beings and we are equal. There is no one sex that is better than the other. Yeah. How can you say you want to give me my rights? It is not yours for the giving in the first place. How can you say you want to give them opportunity? It's like when fella said, dash them human rights, and the man can't dash me human. You can't give me what is already mine. It's not a present that you say, let me give you, or let me decide if I will not give you. It is mine for the taking, and I will use it well.
Fantastic. And Mrs. Rashid, what do you observe from that video?
What I observed there is that men are just, you know, he has spoken the mind of most men. They are afraid of what women can do when given the opportunity. Because I don't see any reason why you say you are controlling him in the house, and then when you come outside now, you control. Women are very excellent leaders. When they say give a woman lemon, she will give you lemonade. You know, anything you give a woman, she multiplies.
Incubator.
She has a multiplying effect on anything she comes in contact with. So I don't see any reason why a man will come out openly. It only shows their low self-esteem. Because they see women as competitors. We are not competing. We are
before let's not dwell on the low self-esteem. Let's talk about women participation in parliament. Now, in Nigeria, we're just 7% of women. If from that video, you can even see, if you actually count the women who are there for inside the house, just 7% of women are in there for inside parliament. Now, in Rwanda, 63.8% of women, they actually participate in politics. Now, I just want to know, because we get distinguished women here, why are women not involved in politics in Nigeria?
It's still the dirty game everybody feels it is. I think
are women scared it's a dirty game?
It's almost a do-or-die affair in Nigeria. Politics is not the norm in Nigeria. How will I put it? It's not the normal everywhere else. If you are not backed up with one godfather, you are backed up with one, what's it called? So we are just beginning to scratch the surface. We are talking about it now. In the next 50 years, that's not going to be the story of Nigerian women in politics. It's already changing. There are young people coming up. There are people, new parties coming. People are getting their school of thought and getting their levels everywhere. By 2025 and above, we'll see the difference. But right now, we are where we are. But when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people succeed, it's easier to tell people and how I put it, write on their own success stories and say, you know what, I'm going to get involved in this.
All right, now,
to me, I believe why women are not really in politics has nothing to do with being afraid. A lot of women desire to go into politics, but it still boils down to the home front. Like, if you look at most of the successful politicians there, if they are not backed by their husbands, they don't get there. And then some of them, too, are not even married. And I remember one female senator telling us those days that, to succeed in this politics, you should be ready to put on your trousers and go toe-to-toe with men. That when they want to hold important meetings, they hold meetings at 1 a.m. Yes. When they know everybody is sleeping. You, as a woman, should be home with your family, right? He said, but because she was not married, she follows them anywhere they are going to. In the bush, there was a day they were traveling in the bush, they were attacked. And she said she jumped into the bush. And, you know, they said anything, say you should be ready to be prepared to follow the men, to behave like a man, to fight dirty, to attain that political desire that you have. So they make it very difficult for women to play, to be a playing field for the women in our Nigeria political terrain.
All right, I would like to ask you for me, because now inside each of our different fields, what would they do? We need to understand what they contribute individually to the system and in helping the next generation of the younger women. You, for example, now tell us what you do for inside your own cabana, your own terrain, where they help the country, help the economy, and help the women folk in general.
So I go first say, I work in the children's space, and I see the future through the children. I also work with young women, but talking about being afraid, I can sincerely say that I am afraid to go into politics. And I want to, in as much as I want to, but I never feel rich. So they look, say, if I groom children, maybe say by the time politics don't do better, these children will be able to fit in.
But if you they fear to go into politics, how you go fit, make sure, say, those children know they get the same fears where they get.
So that fear...
Because it's what you have that you might transfer to this younger generation.
Right now, because I am aware of my own fears, I would ensure that these ones are growing up. They will read. What I do is ensuring that people have knowledge. So when they have knowledge, they read wide, they know what this politics or that politics, because that politics is good. If we don't involve in it, then we're not impacting, we're not going to get the future that we want.
All right, Mrs. Tolokwe, and you?
I call myself the mayor of Dustbin Estate. I'm the self-acclaimed mayor of Dustbin Estate. Nobody employed me, nobody voted me into power. I took office by force, in action, in service to my people living on a refuse dump in Ajegunle. Now, in itself, we have a local government. I call them the ceremonial head of state. I'm the functional one. Because in the community, when you come into the community, you've seen the water projects Tolu has brought into the community, toilets and bathrooms that have brought into the community, the resource center where the kids learn how to read and write, use the computer, after school hours, scholarships. They can see the progress has been there for the last 10 years in Dustbin Estate. Political leaders, ceremonial head of state, positional leadership without action. I have action, I do not have the office. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm raising 7-star performers in leadership through education and community development. It is easier for me to wake up tomorrow and say, I want to be a councillor in Dustbin Estate. It's easy. I feel that people who get into political leadership should have track record of community service, community work, personal development, what's it called, field work, so that we can build on it and say, you know what, if this person has been able to do X, Y, Z with their time, with their money, with their effort, then they will be able to lead as a nation. First, I am going to scratch that place, eat it, chew it to the point where nobody else can pick it up and chew before I get into political
leadership. But how long have you been
leadership.
doing this?
10 years.
Now, doing this in, because as far as I'm concerned, you're a leader in your own field.
Yes.
Now, doing it in a community whereby we have a lot of distraction, how you don't dare able to maintain that leadership position?
I'm a stubborn human being. I don't give up easily. I've had area boys break bottles on their head just so that they can threaten me. Unfortunately, they met the wrong person. I stood there. I was afraid, but you will never see it on my face. So because I have been tenacious enough to stand my ground, it's made me buy over even those who were attacking me in the past. So when we want to build toilets and bathrooms, the first set of people who will fight against it are the community members. So I told them the first set of people who fought against us were the churches around the place I bought the land to build the toilets and bathroom. By the way, the community itself, what they do is short put. You know what short put is? You put your piece of paper, you do the dump, toss it into the canal. That's our almighty sewage tank. The canal that the government did not pack, by the way. So what I did was say, you know what? My God, that's me I serve, is interested in how you do your dump and your in-house and the care of it. So we did water system, paid by Sahara. We did another one paid by Access Bank, 5 toilets, 5 bathrooms. We did 5 hours of meeting with the churches. And they brought fake people to come and threaten me to close it down, saying that, oh, I should donate the land for them so that they can build, they can use to bring instruments into the church and to park cars. So I said, unfortunately for you, you've met the wrong person. The same God you serve sent me to come and help your people live a qualitative life. Now, I'm interested in raising the standard of living of every average person in Nigeria. Also, at the same time, helping the children. By doing that, preparing the next generations of leaders. Now, we're in partnership with Leap Africa, doing leadership courses. We're in partner with Axe Foundation, helping with eye test. We're about to do what's it called? If they give us the funds for that one, to do recycling in the community. The resource center, we have kids in university right now. Balogun Refa is going to be representing Nigeria in the World Ocean Day. It's on 4.75 GP in Futa.
Wow.
So we have kids like, from the same community, by the way. First generations of people getting into university. Are Solomon is a distributor for Paga. Anybody sending money from Dustbin Estate is coming from Solomon's account. You want to pay for JAMB, WAEC, NECO, software, develop, learn how to do coding, the website design, Are Solomon is there. Meanwhile, Solomon's dad had 10 children. I'm only taking care of 3 out of them. Chased 1 away. So I'm taking care of 2 right now. Solomon being the head, the other one is deaf. So we send allowance for that one. Solomon is in care of this one. We have Favor, who is also in university. We have lots of them that way who are doing well. Now, when those kids come up, they are the ones that would then now run the community. It's a circle. Once I train you up to a standard and you are economically free, financially buoyant, you come back to Lord's Charity Foundation, pick up another child, pay school fees. It's the ripple effect of that. I think
it's an amazing thing what you do, but let's just speak with Ms. Nene. Please tell us about your trade.
Okay, for me, we have the Hepzibah Foundation. And Hepzibah Foundation empowers women. You know, we looked at widows, single mothers, and even women that are married that, you know, don't understand what they should be doing with themselves. You just sit at home, you're not doing anything. So our first outing, we got over 200 women, and you know, by the time we finished with them, a lot of them became entrepreneurs. You know, they started petty businesses and all. And on that very particular one, we gave them about 4 women that we had an elevator pitch for, and 4 people came up, and we gave them seed money of just token money. Mm-hmm. But today, one of them is running a bakery. You know, she's a young girl, and she has opened up a bakery. And this year, we decided to, like, okay, I hate when I hear young girls, their values have dropped. Mm. You want to be a side chick. You want to be a baby mama. You are proud to be called a runs babe. You know, when I hear what all these young girls talk about, when you sit in their midst, because I also have grown-up children, and I wonder in my heart, if it's my daughter talking like this, what am I going to do for her? What am I going to do to her? What am I going to make to tell her to change her? Because the values have really changed. And we decided to have a program talking to the youth girl, you know, to ignite their potentials, to let them understand that, look, you have something inside of you. You are not supposed to be thinking of becoming a side chick or a baby mama, feeling proud that you are going to become one small boy's toy that he will be playing with. So we said, let's talk to them. And at the end of the program, a lot of them were really, really, you know, excited. They were happy that they could actually do something with themselves. Because you start from where you are. You don't wait till you have graduated before you start that business. While you are still in school, you can do something with your life. The little pocket money you are getting, you can turn it around. If you are getting 10,000 naira from your parents, you can actually multiply it to become a...
I really wish we can keep you guys from here to tomorrow, but the time will be our friend. Please, can you give us social media platforms so that people can follow you and talk to you personally? For Ms. Nene, just give us social media platform. Okay, for my Twitter handle is @Abrams, @EBREMS. For the Instagram is very long. It's Explicit Ted Diva. Okay. And therefore, the Facebook is Nene Olaoluwa. Nice one. Tolu Lope, please.
Best friend ever, Google. Dustbin Estate. Tolushon Gosoya. You get all the social.
I like that.
You get everything from there.
Fumi.
Okay, so Fumi Lori, Google me, and then I Read Network on Twitter, I Read Network on Instagram, I Read Mobile on Facebook.
All right, thank you so much. You come inside the studio. Very enlightening and informative segment we will not get with you. We hope we go always there to support you now. Hope you will now go always there available when we need to enlighten the public on information like this.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.